left, DeAndre Brown, Anton Grady, and Ludavic Ndaye. Coach, you want to start with an opening statement?
Okay, as I always do, I give honor to God first before I do anything. Secondly, I thought our guys competed today. That's what I looked for. Oftentimes after you play in a big game and you come back and it's not as big a game, sometimes it's hard to get up and down for them. So what I try to put emphasis on is just playing hard. And then whatever happens, happens. Now, we wanted to execute better and do some other things, but they played hard. And that was evident in 20 turnovers, okay, and 15 steals. That's what, when I look at those two stats, it tells me if we're playing hard. We have another stat that we look at, too, that we have one individual on the bench taking that specifically, and that's a deflection, meaning how many times we put our hands on that ball. And I think we had 40 today. When you get 40 hands on the ball, somebody's in trouble.
We have questions for the student athletes. And guys, you talking to mics too. Thank you.
DeAndre, we saw you limping a little bit in the second half. Are you all right physically?
Yeah, I'm good. I just had a little cramp. Nothing major.
What was it like to come back and play on this floor in a game that I mean, you played John Carroll, but practice a game that counts? What's the feeling?
It's always good to be at home, you know. We take pride in our home court and defending it. And, you know, we're familiar with it. We're here every day, so, you know, it just feels good to be home around the fans and the city and just play good basketball.
But for you, it's a year away. I mean, what's that feeling?
Yeah, that feels great. Sitting out that whole year, you know, it just made me, you know, miss the game, made you hungry, want to get back out there. So it always feels good to get back out on the court, and especially at home, like you said.
Could you talk about your improved shot? Most improved?
That's just something Coach told me to work on all summer. You know, told me to get in the gym, get up extra shots, and that's what I did. And it seems to be paying off.
Norris telling you anything?
Yeah, he tells me the same thing. You know, he's a great leader. He still leads us, even though he's not here. But, you know, I take all the advice from him because, you know, he's a good player. And any information from him to help me better my game, I'm more than willing to accept.
You were in the starting lineup today. When did Coach tell you were starting? Did you talk about your 7.7 rebounds?
No, I just wanted to go out there and then help my teammate into the court to rebound and defense.
DeAndre, talk about going forward. You guys got a big game Friday, and then, you know, now you're really into the rhythm of the season. You're going to have a road trip starting out long after that. You got a lot of young guys and younger guys. You know, for you as the leader, what's the next step for you and for them over the next couple of weeks to kind of let folks know the high of Sunday and the you know, playing today is maybe two different ends of the spectrum, but you're going to come to that middle part where you're playing teams, you know, that are going to grind it just like you guys are.
Well, I know right now, we have goals, but we're taking it one game at a time. The next step would be to take things from this game we just played and just go out and practice, prepare for the next team, and just get better, and focus on what they do, and just, you know, just as long as we do our identity, which is defense, I mean, we're always prepared. So really, we're just looking one game at a time now, and the next step would be to go out and practice tomorrow.
Anton, you got your second, you know, game in college in the books. What's the difference, and how do you think you played in the first two games here?
I feel like it's just exciting just to be out there, like to step on the floor every time with these group of guys, and knowing coach don't want nothing but hard work. Like that's all you ask for. When you play hard, then you're gonna come to the court. So it's just so every time I'm on the bench, I'm just anticipating when coach will call my number for me to get out there and play hard for the team.
And to piggyback off this, a Cleveland kid playing here in Cleveland the first time here in front of your hometown fans, what was that like?
I feel like I'm giving the hometown a reason to come and support Cleveland State, because like they have a hometown kid and he stayed at home, so I want the whole city to surround Cleveland State and support us so we can pack the gym out.
Anything else for the student athletes?
Yeah, for any of them. Now, I think it's both games you've had 15 steals. Does coach set a goal for you, or what? Or you guys talk among yourselves? You have a goal set amount of steals you want to get on your press?
Well, we really, it's turnovers, period. So, we try to at least get 20 turnovers. So that's a key. We like to turn teams over and get up under pressure. So that's our goal.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll take questions for Coach.
Take care, guys. Good job.
Could you comment on Pope?
Pope just, this happens to him twice during the year where he gets lightheaded and I can't tell you much beyond that. He gets lightheaded and I want to say they have to take him somewhere, but they do. And they try to retrieve whatever they can from him, and he's okay though. He's okay.
What about Lake?
Now Ike, had a concussion from him a week ago, and he's, we're hoping that he's going to be tested again tomorrow and be able to play on Friday.
Are you confident that Aaron's going to be ready for Friday?
I don't know. I got to find out from doctors, and I would think so, because he's had this a couple other times, and he's been back into it 1 or 2 days. So,
Coach, they kind of hung around maybe first part of the first half, and then finally it looked like everything kind of fell into place for you guys. Just talk about kind of taking control and going from there.
Well, one of the things I didn't think our second team did a great job defensively and rebounding the basketball in that first outing. The second group, I think we were up 8 when we put them in the game. When I put the other guys back in, it's a tie ball game. And they knew that they slacked up a little. But we're going to still play them. They're going to play a number of minutes. And I thought the second half they picked up, and that's why I thought we had a big lead.
Are you amazed at all by all the steals you're getting?
Well, that's who we are. I mean, we go after the ball. We feel if we can get 20 turnovers, we're going to get a lot of steals. And so we're trying to force people into areas, and I think it's really our identity too.
Talk about how difficult these first 3 games are. You play a really, really good team like Vanderbilt. Level of competition down a little bit today. Now you got to step back up in just a couple of days on Friday.
Well, give you an idea. One of the reasons why this team is in between there, because you didn't know what was going to happen at Vanderbilt. So when you come back, you at least get yourself back on track to get ready to go. And one of the things we talked about as a team is that we got to keep our focus right. And that's what I didn't want them to take a step back. And so what we talked about a lot in that room was we're not playing this team, we're playing against ourselves. So we execute and do the things and I didn't think we executed on offense as well as we could, but I thought the defense intensity was still there the entire game.
How do you think Luda played stepping in for Aaron tonight?
Oh, I thought Luda did a good job. I mean, that's a big step for Luda because he, all of a sudden he knows he's starting. He didn't expect that. So, but I thought he worked hard. He made some good plays out there, and Luda can, he's going to play anyway during the season. So we're happy that he produced the way he did.
What can you tell us about St. Bonaventure?
Oh, shoot, it's a big time team. Their center is a pro. Okay, he's going to be a first-round draft pick. And he led. I think it's 2 years in a row. He's led the Atlantic 10 in scoring. So you have to do something to offset him, because if not, he can really go for 30 and 40. He has that kind of potential. They're big. Their 4-man is about 6'9". Their 3-man 6'6", and their 2 guards 6'4". So this is a big team coming in here.
Did you talk about DeAndre in the first 2 games, his scoring output?
Oh, well, DeAndre, DeAndre has put in some time. When you put in the time, you get results. And he worked hard this summer to understand where his weaknesses were. One, he thought he had to work on his left hand, and he's done a better job there. And the other thing is he had to improve his shot. And one of the things I have told him is that, you're only going to master certain areas. You're not going to master them all. So with DeAndre, what he has spent a lot of time is his mid-range game. Now he can hit, he shoots the 3 too, and we tell him to work on that, but he has to master something, and that's what he has done.
A year ago, you found you didn't have a deep bench. You're finding that you have confidence and can go to these guys. What's the mental thing with you in terms of being able to go to those guys and have confidence?
Well, not only are they talented, this is a talented bunch. Not only do they have that, but there's a couple things. One, I have to give those starters rest. Last year, those starters averaged close to 34 minutes a game. And, you know, they did well. When you win 27 games, you do well. But at the end of the season, you could see it, and they struggled down the stretch. This year, I don't think that'll happen. One of the things I do know, after the first 5 minutes, and then if you make a sub, it really doesn't hurt you. Okay, so we can always do that. That should never hurt us. And I also think you can almost do that in the second half. So they're going to get those minutes, but it's going to also rest our guys. Now the problem with it is what has happened over these last 2 games, and it happened at Vanderbilt. But it worked out. Let me put it like this. We set a situation where we want to bring in 5. We don't want to bring in 4 because one guy has to stay out on the floor. And that has normally been DeAndre staying out there. And I still, what ends up happening is by the end of the game, he's been played 30, 33 minutes. And I still don't want that to happen. So once we get Ike back, you know, the rotation will be a lot better. The thing I have to stop myself is because I'm itching to put Marlon out there. And, you know, because Marlon is playing great at practice. But he knows what the plan is, and he's committed to the plan because he's got a bright future ahead of him. And so we don't go to him, and we're hoping we get Ike back here as soon as possible.
What's wrong with Ike?
Ike had a concussion, and you know how they're watching the NFL TV, right. So everybody's really cautious.
Bringing it, I'm sorry.
Just one more. So he's not redshirting, but it sounds like you're trying to redshirt.
I'm trying to redshirt Marlon knows. Yeah. Marlon's only just turned 18. And this is a young kid with everything ahead of him. And he knows it. And the other reason is Marlon in high school played the 4. And now we're converting him to be a 3, a bigger 3. And so that's a training ground for him. Now, what better training ground is being out on the floor playing? And if I couldn't go, then you would put Marlon in there and he'd be the 3 the whole time. And he's played it well. I got to give him credit. You know, if you notice the team we played today, their 3-man is about 6'5", 6'6". He was their lead scorer, averaged about 24 points. How many points did he score? 7 points. That tells you what DeAndre does. Isn't that right? 34. No, he scored 10. He scored, no, 7. He scored 7 points. So DeAndre then did it back-to-back. Take the best player, take him out, and also score his points. And Marlon the whole a day, I want to say the whole week, a day, because we had a game a day 2 days ago, played that person and did a fabulous job playing the 3. So, you know, you're itching. I want to put Marlon out there, but you can't.
Bringing it back to the bench, what impressed me was that the freshmen at Vanderbilt were the ones that extended the lead. Were you a little concerned that they were out on the court and under such a hostile environment?
They'll be there. I mean, it's just, you know, you gotta put them in the fire sometime. And right now we're putting them in the fire. And like I told you before, a primary reason why this is going to happen, those 4 seniors leave next year. And if they don't have any playing experience, you're starting all over again in every position, and you don't want to do that.
Anything else for Coach?
Thanks, sir.